Good afternoon, everyone. Um, so I didn't do any blinging and chatting maybe for a couple days. I think because I couldn't think of anything to talk about. I don't want to talk about politics or religion, and so I was trying to think about what I could talk about. And then something happened to me today that triggered something in me to talk about. And I don't know if this is a thing that goes on here in Georgia, Atlanta, specifically where I live. But what I've noticed is a couple times I've gone to the store and I will see a man who is very well dressed. So he presents like very clean cut, and he has a story. Him and his family are staying in a hotel. They're short between $140, and that's all they need to survive. I normally wouldn't ask. They got a whole story. And so the first time this happened to me, I was like, I immediately wanted to help. It was like, it just triggered something in me to want to help. And then I stopped myself because that's how I've gotten myself in trouble before, not really sitting and thinking things through when somebody asked me for some help. So I said, okay, let me slow down. I said, well, I don't have the money on me right now, but let me check. And I said, give me your Cash App or something I asked for. And I said, if I have anything, I'll send whatever I have, whatever I can afford or whatever. And they were like, yo, thank you. And then after that happened, I noticed it happened several times again. So it wasn't the first time, And so that's when I started thinking, I wonder if this is like a thing, like a scam that they do here. Sorry, there's so many bugs here. It's like you leave one place because I didn't want to live up north because of the snow. I hated the snow and the cold weather. I come down here and I'm not complaining. I love Georgia. I do. But the bugs, okay? The bugs, the critters, the creatures, it's a lot. Anyhow, as I was saying, so yeah, I heard so then it happened again, and then it's probably happened about 3 times. Today it happened again. I was going into Target. I see something flying around. I was going into Target today, and there was a guy outside of the store, clean cut, well dressed, looks, handsome fella, and he had the whole same story again. And I said to him, I said, I'm sorry, I don't have it. Good luck with everything. And I went in the store and I thought about it, and I said, it would really take a lot for me. First of all, it does. I don't ask people for stuff. I just have a hard time doing it. I would, if I ask you for anything, it's because I'm desperate. Like, I gotta feed my kids, and I've tried every other way, but before I get there, I'm definitely, I just don't do that. I don't ask people for stuff. I'll try to find a way to help myself. So when I see a whole man standing outside of a store begging for money from a woman, it's it's pretty troubling, right? I mean, how many other options did you have prior to deciding that you're going to come out here and ask for money? I mean, you could have got, I mean, again, I am not judging. Maybe there's a whole reason why he was out there doing that, right? And he couldn't go and find another resource. But, I said to myself, I said, if he was standing outside that store with like a flyer or some kind of card saying, listen, I'm stuck right now. I don't have it for my family, but I'm willing to work. Do you have anything that you need hauled off? Is there any little handiwork that you could use? Because I could use that type of help, and I don't mind paying somebody to come and help me take care of a few things around my house. I mean, that's an honest way to get money, especially if you're gonna ask a woman for money. But but yeah. So that's kind of just what I wanted to put out there, is that, I feel like we are doing, first of all, I think it's a whole scam going on here. and anybody who's from Georgia or lives here in Atlanta, you can tell me if this is just something that it's a scam, or if based on the climate here in Georgia, if these people, if they are actually homeless and have resorted to begging for money outside to help their family. But my thing is, there's a better way to do it. Don't ask women for money if you're a man. Okay, find a way to get that money. And women, don't fall for it. When you see these guys outside asking for money, there was another way. They had other options than to ask you for money. And if they haven't figured that out yet, that's too bad for them. And that's just how I feel about it. I don't know if that sounds harsh. Look at this. What is this? Anyhow, yeah, I don't know if that sounds harsh, but that's just kind of how I feel about it, So yeah, let me know what you think. And have a good day. Oh, let me show you what I'm working on. I'm still working on this baby gift. So I'm making a baby bottle. It's like not to be used. It's just gonna be like a decorative bottle that goes with the set. So yeah, stay tuned for how this ends up. And yeah, thanks for listening. If I think of anything else that I want to talk about, I'll be back. Bye.